Hey, what's up? This is your boy Alex J. um, yeah, so the reason for this video, I'm pretty sure I'm not the only person that feels this way. I feel like this year has been very crazy. Um, I feel like a lot of things when it comes to life is just changing. Um, I feel like the definition of talent is definitely going in totally a whole new aspect. Everything is so sexually driven and it's quite crazy if you ask me. But I feel like it's a time for people to like start getting real with themselves. I feel like a lot of people are starting to, you know, find themselves drifting off and trying to become something that they're not. And even though I'm not a character that would sit there and ever judge anybody for anything that they decide to do, that's their own personal decision. But it's like, for me, it's like, why try to change something when to be honest, yourself is the only thing that you have control over. And when you have control over yourself, why would you try so hard to be something or somebody that you're not? I know that a lot of it has to do with, a lot of people today, it's either you're happy, you're unhappy, or you're in the middle. You're trying to find balance between the two. And I know for me, living where I live now, and, life has been definitely a blessing. But I'm not exactly where I want to be. And it's good. It's cool. I've came to that terms that, what, I'm working hard. I'm in the process of getting there. So as long as I know that, at the end of the day, I'm golden. There's nothing that I can say or do that will have me stressing about the situation. The worst thing that can happen is that I don't really prepare myself for the negatives, because you have to also take that into consideration as well. When you go into industry, dance, modeling, singing, music, acting, there's going to be times where you're going to be in your highest of highs, and then there's going to be times when you're going to be in your lowest of lows. Me being a dancer and doing modeling now, it's hard. I have to make sure that I present myself in a way, and I have to make sure that I'm always polished. But at the end of the day, when I get home, I get to take that hat off and I get to just be me. And I don't have to try to be somebody that I'm not. I don't have to hang out with people trying to get where they are. We all have our own lives for a reason. A lot of the times you watch TV and we see all these celebrities, and then when I go out to, different events and different, hanging out with friends, I see people try to imitate what they see. There's nothing wrong with being inspired by something. But when you completely change your whole, individuality to try to become something that you're not, or to be that person, you have to understand that we're all human. It doesn't matter how much money you make, how big your house is, how many cars you have, if you went to college, if you graduated from high school, if you have the financial means to take care of yourself. It doesn't matter. Because when it's all said and done, when you leave this world, you leave with nothing. So you have to start getting to the point where, what is more important to me? Am I going to live my whole life trying to please others? Or am I going to live my life knowing that I'm doing something that I care about and something that is important to me? As you can see, I have my green mask on. I take care of myself. I work out. I drink lots of water. But just like any human, depending on life and how stressed things get, you break out. And you know what? It's cool. We all been there. And if you haven't, then that's good for you. But you know what? At the end of the day, we're all beautiful. It doesn't matter how skinny we are, or how fit we are, or how big we are, or whatever the case may be. You have to learn to love yourself, and you have to start by literally taking the steps, because it's not going to happen overnight. And you have to understand that it's not going to happen overnight. Things are going to be hard. Things are not going to make sense at times. Things are going to be frustrating at times. But you know, you have to just get out and you have to do what you have to do. You know, I went to college and I did that whole thing and it was fun. I experienced, but that's what I did it for. I did it for the experience. Not to say that I went to college. A lot of people, you know, Facebook has become a way for people to literally put their lives out there because they want you to think and see that they're just trying to persuade a life of just, you know, everything is good. But the truth will always come out. You can lie to yourself. You can do whatever you need to do or say whatever you need to say. But at the end of the day, the truth will always come out. That's just life. And you have to come to terms with yourself. I'm not saying that you have to be, you know, this type of person that goes around and tell everybody your business and you want people to feel sorry for you. No, definitely not that. But be honest with yourself. When something's going on, before the situation gets out of hand and presents itself to you in a way that it's just like, oh my gosh, what am I doing? You know, for me, I read the Bible, but not everybody believes in Christ. So do what you have to do to make sure that at the end of the day, you're going to be able to go on with life stress-free, drama-free, and you're going to do whatever you have to do to make sure that your health is intact, your life is in order for you, whatever that means for you, not for somebody else and what you see, for you. It's very important. It's very important. You know, I'm only in my 20s, but you know, age has nothing to do with it. It's just that, a number. Just because somebody is older doesn't mean that you have to look to that person for guidance. Just because they're probably doing so much more than what you're doing doesn't mean that that's where you have to shoot for, and if you're not there, then you're not going to be successful. We were created for all different reasons. And once you feel like you found the reason of whatever makes you happy, then you go out and you do whatever you have to do to make sure that you are able to get to that level where you're like, okay, you know what? I'm in a good place in my life, and it doesn't matter what happens, I'm going to be good at the end of the day. So yeah, I mean, my name is Alex J. I just feel like, you know, we're definitely leading in different areas and different spectrums and stuff, and you know, YouTube has been a very positive way for some things. I'm not going to say all things. For people to really get out and to, you know, show others what they're really good at and what they want. And for me, you know, I've been the type of individual that whenever my friends need me, I've been there for them. Because it's very important for me. I'm learning now that I can't always do that because at the end of the day, I have to always look out for me as well. So it's hard sometimes. So you have to also understand that sometimes it's okay to focus on yourself and focus on you and what's important to you and how are you going to get through the day and how you're going to find ways to be happy and content with who you are, what you're about, and where you're going, and the direction and what it's going to take to make sure that you get there. Life is what you make it. So you cannot blame others for the direction of where your life is going. Yes, you've probably been hurt by people, and people have done you wrong. But if you're still alive and still standing, that should tell you and show you that, you know what? There is a reason why you're still on this earth. And now it's time for you to step up to the plate and do what you have to do to make sure that, you know what, I'm here for a reason, and I'm going to do whatever I need to do to make sure that I will never take steps back, but I'm gonna continue moving forward. So, I mean, comment, do whatever you have to do. If you dislike it, it's cool. I mean, to be honest, you know, I'm very confident in who I am. I know who I am, you know, and even though I have insecurities like we all do, I understand that people are going to hear this and they're just going to, you know, they may not like it. You know, I didn't do this to be liked. I'm doing this because the fact that people need to start hearing the truth. Because I feel like there's just so much out here where people are trying to make people feel good and they don't really want to oppose the situations at hand of what people are actually going through. People are depressed these days. People are lost these days. People are looking for voids to fill different situations and holes in their heart that are not going to be covered or filled just by them talking to somebody. They want more than that. But sometimes it's the simple things and the easiest things in life that are going to make the biggest impact on your future and where you're headed. So at the end of the day, yo, you know, you have to come to the terms where this is your life. You have to take control of where you're going. And for you to be very successful in life, you have to be honest with yourself. And that means that sometimes if there's a job or something that you're not really feeling, it doesn't really describe your character and what you're about and who you are, but you know what? You walk away. There are going to be so many doors that are going to come your way depending on your work ethic and how responsible and how dedicated you are to whatever you do. So don't ever look at something that was in the past and be like, oh my God, I wish I would have did that. Because I've been there. I've had so many situations where I've done, you know, castings for different jobs and I didn't get the job or I didn't make it and I felt bad. But you know what? I'm here. I'm healthy. I'm living my life. I'm seeing that God has so many opportunities for me. I get depressed. I get unhappy. But you know what? I got to continue, you know, taking the punches and moving on with my life. And everybody has to continue doing that. Don't blame people for what they did to you. Look at that as just a learning lesson and make sure that it doesn't happen to you again. So at the end of the day, hopefully you're enjoying your holidays and everything is good, you know. I know we had a lot of, you know, different things with, you know, the hurricanes in New York and, you know, all the stuff that's happening in life. But at the end of the day, you know what? We can endure anything when we think in a positive manner and when we think honestly about the situation. So at the end of the day, I know I'm going to be good. I just have to continue looking out for myself and taking care of me. So yeah, everybody have a blessed evening. Hopefully all is well and going on in your life. And I will talk to you guys later. Have a blessed night. Bye.